Marvel's first family is finally here, as they have officially announced the cast for the Fantastic Four in a surprise Valentine's Day post on their social media pages. We're going to be going over the cast as well as breaking down this new graphic and seeing what it could mean for the plot of the movie. But first, welcome to Cape Critiquers and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, leave a like below this video. It takes just a moment and it really helps with how this video performs in YouTube's algorithm. Alright, so let's hop right into the cast. We have Pedro Pascal, most recently known for being the title character in The Mandalorian, as well as Joel from The Last of Us as our Reed Richards. We have Vanessa Kirby, who has been the White Widow in the last two installments of the Mission Impossible franchise as our Sue Storm. Ebon-Moss Bachrach, who played Cousin Richie in The Bear, as our Ben Grimm, aka The Thing. And finally, we have Joseph Quinn, who played Eddie Munson in Stranger Things, as our Johnny Storm, aka The Human Torch. No real surprises here, as all these cast members were pretty much long rumored to be connected to the roles. The only one that I think may have been up in the air was Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. It seems, though, that he beat out Ross Lynch, who was the other actor that was most recently connected to the role. My favorite casting from the whole bunch here has to be Ebon-Moss Bachrach as The Thing. I loved Bachrach so much as Richie in The Bear. I think that if he brings the exact same type of energy with a more Brooklyn approach instead of a Chicago one, he might be the best thing that we have ever had. I think he can really nail that almost older brother figure vibe that you get from Ben Grimm and Johnny Storm, seeing how well he did it as Cousin Richie in The Bear to Carmy. While the casting might not be the most surprising picks, it's this promotional art that we got alongside the announcement that is really getting me excited for the movie. The promotional art has this very vintage yet futuristic look to it. Think something like the Jetsons from the 60s that was trying to portray what the future may look like. It's all these little details that really are reminding me of a Jetsons-like family. We even have the robot housemaid similar to Rosie from the Jetsons that is giving Ben Grimm a cup of coffee in this scene. And I don't know, from what we can see from the house, it really feels like their living room space here has a very 60s, 70s retro-futuristic vibe to it. The next key detail that has me believing that this movie will take place sometime in the 60s or 70s is the updated Fantastic Four logo as well as the Marvel Studios logo above it. This is a much different logo than the one we had when the Fantastic Four movie was originally announced, and it goes right in line with this retro-futuristic look. I would also be remiss if I did not mention the amazing-looking suits, especially the ones that Reed and Sue are wearing, these almost like sweater and vintage boot comic book-inspired Fantastic Four suits. I'm really hoping that this is not just some kind of promotional art, and we are going to get these type of suits in the movie. I mean, these are potentially the best suits we've ever had in a Marvel movie if these come into fruition. I think just from looking at this alone, I can already tell you I like these suits way better than the one that we got on John Krasinski in Multiverse of Madness. That suit for me kind of just fell in line with all of the things that are wrong with Marvel suits to begin with. It was overly designed. It had those weird black accent lines that you see on all the Marvel suits. But these ones here, these vintage, sweatery, comic book accurate suits are so perfect. And I wouldn't even mind if Johnny Storm actually does wear this kind of like welder suit thing that he has going on. It almost goes in line with being the Human Torch. Like, you would want something a bit fire resistant. As for the Thing, it seems like he's kind of just wearing like jeans and a jacket. I wouldn't mind seeing him in this, but I think my pick would be like the diver suit that he typically wears in the comics. I think that is my favorite Thing costume from all of the comics, more so than the Speedo and the shorts. I really just something about that diver or wrestler suit is just so perfect on the Thing for me. Speaking of the Thing, I know we don't see him in CGI here yet, but this look for the Thing is pretty perfect in my mind. It looks like a very comic accurate Thing. I'm hoping that it can translate well to CGI, unlike the Thing from the 2015 Fantastic movie. That one is well, we don't have to talk about that one. But in all seriousness, if Marvel can pull off the Thing equally as well as they did with Beast in the post-credit scenes of the Marvels, I think we are starting to get into a territory where we have these very comic accurate looking characters. Now, to piggyback off of some of the things I was saying earlier, like how I think this movie will be set in the 1960s or 70s, I'm going to get into a bit of a theory that I have for our MCU Fantastic Four. I think that since we have the whole multiverse thing going on, as well as potentially even time travel, I think we're going to see our Fantastic Four team start out in the 60s or 70s, and then through some kind of, freak accident at the end of the movie, whether or not they're going to fight Rama Tut in the past, I believe that they will then get stuck in the future and be in the current MCU timeline. This is kind of really the only way that I can imagine them making their way to present date. The only other thing that I have in mind is maybe at the end of the movie, Pedro Pascal Reed will be introduced to the Council of Reeds, much like the Council of Kangs from the post-credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and they will recruit this Reed, letting him know of an interdimensional threat, and the next time we will see the Fantastic Four is sometime during the Kang Dynasty or Secret Wars. Pretty much all I wanted to cover today on the Fantastic Four announcement. Such a great surprise from Marvel on this Valentine's Day. Truly the best gift I could have hoped for. Even though it's not the most surprising casting, I'm very happy with the way that the team is looking in this promo. I just really hope that this is the way we're going to see the team in the movie, and I absolutely would not mind if they're set in the 60s or 70s. Let us know what you think about the Fantastic Four cast, as well as the way they're appearing in the promotional art for the movie in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as hitting the notification bell so you never miss a post from Cape Critiquers. See you guys in the next one. Bye for now.